Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all for this second session of Industry Institute Summit on Essentials of Industry 5.0 and the role of engineering institutes. As we have seen in the first session about the tools and technologies that are used in 5.0. In this session, we are going to explore about the skills and the workforce development. As said or explored in the first session, the human machine interaction is very important in 5.0. So, we will start our discussion related to skills and workforce. So, I welcome again Mr. Malhar Moghe sir and Mr. Prachit Doshi sir for this discussion. Let's dive straight away into the discussion, sir. To begin with Moghe sir, as we are transiting from industry 4.0 to 5.0, what key skill do you think that will be critical in this change for the humans?
So, thank you so much for inviting and having us over, firstly. So, as per the industry and as per the way industry has been aging from industry 1.0 to industry 5.0, the only constant is change, right? So whether it is systems, whether it is humans, change is going to be the constant thing that everybody is going to have to upskill themselves with, right? So be it a skill, be it a system, like sir was saying that there are legacy systems which have to be integrated to the next versions and the previous versions. Accordingly, even humans have to upskill themselves to the upcoming technology as well as know the current one. So AI, ML, deep learning, machine learning, all these are going to be hard skills that every engineer ideally should know now, right? But considering industry 5.0, there are also a set of soft skills that are required. These are your empathy, these are your critical thinking, these are your problem solving methods. These are something that every individual has to adopt and implement.
Thank you, sir. Building on that, sir, I want to ask Doshi sir, what practices actually industries are doing or supporting for this ongoing continuous upskilling of humans?
Yeah, so I wanted to add these things that in industry, while transforming from industry 4.0 to 5.0, there are a lot of changes that are happening very rapidly, as everybody is saying that the speed is very fast. So industries are trying to come up with workshops or maybe training sessions for their people to upscale their skills which are required. For example, if we see that how to use AI, I'll give you an example of virtual reality, which is a part of 4.0. So we at Abhijar, this is my personal example. So we used VR for maintenance purpose. So we were trying to build up a team and to give them a training on how can we do this, because we were getting you can say requirements from a lot of customers, you can say feedbacks, saying that we wanted to change the bearings for the machine, but every time sending a person there, getting the bearings changed for the machine, he coming back, it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of break time, you can say breakdown time is also a lot. So we created a VR animation of that headstock where the machine shows, the video shows step by step, you can say parts, how parts are to be removed, how the new bearings have to be assembled. So everything was shown on VR. So we just pasted a kind of a QR code on the machine. So whenever the client had that thing that I want to change the bearings, you just scan that code and you get all the steps how you can do it on your own. So this is what you can say industries are trying to come up with for transforming from 4.0 to 5.0.
Thank you, sir. As we know, the objective of this summit is, sir, basically to bridge a gap between industry and academia. So my next question is related to that, sir. On this topic of skill development, what role you believe that engineering institutions should play in supporting this Industry 5.0?
You already are playing a very great role here, very honest. What needs to happen is bridging the gap. You need to know that there is a gap, right? So to identify that gap, it's basically having events like this, taking students to exhibitions, conferences, or maybe having them enroll, find their own conferences and exposing them to those kind of environments. Third thing is putting them on real projects, real internships, where they are not going to be treated as students, but real engineers working to delivery, right? So what happens in college environment is there's a concept that is built and presented for some grades or certain applications. What is essential is that application really something that can be sold in the industry, taken to the market? That is the gap that has to be bridged. So for example, there are applications where data is captured, data is stored, data is processed, and there's an output that is shown on screen. The challenge is, if the moment I have to sell this, in today's world, we cannot sell it as individual software that previously used to be sold on CDs. Today, this is happening on cloud. So if I'm not thinking for building a product with multi-tenancy, where I'm going to deploy one application on cloud and expose it to hundreds of other customers, the entire effort is a waste. That is something that has to be thought through. And that, with such kind of incidents, it definitely will bring that mindset to the kids, to the students.
I would like to add one thing, that this interdisciplinary approach is also very important in 5.0. Because in 5.0, it is not one person who is going to do all the work. It is all a collaborative learning, collaborative thinking, and collaborative application process. So, for example, it's a creative thing. So, when you are resolving any problem, there should be an interdisciplinary approach between, for example, an engineering person, a person from marketing, and a person from production also, who collaboratively come up with a solution for that problem. So interdisciplinary approach is very important, and in institutions this interdisciplinary or teamwork can be you can say promoted by interdisciplinary projects. I think Dnyanshree is doing this. Dnyanshree is doing this since many years now. So this is, I think, a very good step towards 5.0.
Thank you very much, sir, for this compliment. Now, as we see in Industry 4.0, we have industries have oriented through this automation and new technologies that are built in, and now suddenly we have to add a new flavor like machine-human interaction. So how now industries are facing this challenge of adding that flavor of human again, though automation is already implemented through these technologies?
No, very good.
Interesting question. So, the humans have always been there. It's just a choice that was given to humans to move their work to a machine, right? That's what 4.0 essentially did. So it automated, it increased the efficiencies, and it did the deliveries. Now with human coming in, there's also empathy coming in, right? When empathy comes in, the entire design thought process, the way the person interacts with those machines, everything changes. So I'll give you an example. There was a mobile application that we built. It was for petrol pump operators, which was connected to, so this person owns 5 petrol stations, okay? And each of these operators was collecting money using a mobile application and recording it. So now, when machine and human collaboration comes in, it starts from empathizing the person who's actually going to use it. So the decision making starts at the level where, what technology should this application be in? Should this be an iOS or Android? Essentially, an operator will not own an iOS device, an iPhone. So it has to be an Android phone. then the people who are working as operators may not be young individuals who are tech savvy. So the system that is built is to be designed in a way where the person should be able to click those buttons on the screen. If that doesn't work with fatty fingers over years, at a petrol station which also has oil on their fingers, that application or that entire implementation is going to go fail. So that kind of thought process has to be built into and brought.
Yeah, so I wanted to add one more thing is that due to this human-machine interaction, what is going on, the roles of human have changed now. In 5.0 they are going to change. So in 4.0 they are like everything is done by machines. There was very minimal human interaction. But in 5.0 it is co-business. So it is you working with robots, you deciding things, what they are doing, what they are not doing. So if a worker is bound to do some work before, in 4.0 for example he is lifting heavy things, is putting it there, etc. So in 5.0 he has to come up with new skills now. This all tedious work is going to be performed by the robots. So continuous learning process is very much going to be in trend is what I think.
Thank you, sir. From this discussion, we know that the recursive processes, monotonous processes, we have to be replaced with the automation, and the real brain, where it requires, we have to add that human flavor. Now, the next question will begin with Doshi sir, that what actually, sir, the policies or the government support industries are currently now required to ensure that will implement this industry 5.0 in industries?
One very important thing what I think is that awareness generation campaigns should be there for 5.0, because if they want to penetrate every layer of the society or every regional geographical regions, if you say, so I think these kind of awareness programs they will have to run. Second point is that they'll have to come up with some subsidies to the institutes or industries also to implement these technologies in their for example, now if you see government has started subsidies for solar. So if you want to put solar on your houses, you get a subsidy. So this is because solar is, the initial investment is a bit high, so it's a expensive process. So same is with that new technology also, the AR, VR, whatever 4.0 technology, if you want to implement those in your industries or institutions, I think government should come up with some such policies where they are giving subsidies. Also they should construct in good infrastructure like innovative hubs at various regions, geographical regions, so that people get to know what the new technology is, how they can connect with those technologies, how can they apply.
A couple of points to add to that. The missing gap in the provisions or policies that government has is to support AI, right? Because AI is going to like precipitate in every industry, and it is going to be really the backbone of everything. So real policy making is essential, and also laws like DPDP, which is data protection, data privacy, is something that has to be a key thought in everything that the industry does. Because just imagine, as sir said, that all these systems working in integration, the operators' data fed into the system, all these data being fed to the cloud, which is like a factory with multiple setups, and this system gets hacked. Now, the same person who's working, he also has an HRMS system where all his Aadhaar data and passport data or everything else is saved. That data information gets into the wrong person's hand, and the industry is not able to do anything about that. That's a high risk. So such kind of policies, if you are implementing Industry 5.0, you need to have these kind of things already ready in your system. That's important.
Yeah, one more thing is that I think government should also come up with some upskilling sessions or workshops for the people who are like they have low skills right now, but they want to integrate or they want to upgrade to some new skills. So I think there should be some platform for them also.
Thank you, sir. Now the very important question is, as nowadays industries are more technology driven and access to the training is the critical one. So what are the actually internal policies that industries are having to train this workforce which is required for the industry 5.0?
There's a lot that is happening there. So there's digitizing the learning systems, essentially. There are learning management systems, there are VR trainings that are there. So essentially what happens is the training that is given is from a mindset of the learner, not from a mindset of a trainer, right? So here what happens is, I as a learner, what am I supposed to learn, what am I supposed to deliver is taught through games, through, there's a lot that happens there, and then the person who's learning doesn't really understand that he is actually learning, or there's something that he is meant to pass, there's a 80% criteria or something. It's a game that he is playing, and in that games he is actually learning what are the ethics of AI, what are the ethics of sharing your information, or what are safety hazards in the industry. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I also think that nowadays the industries are also coming up with sessions where they are introducing new techniques and updating the employees with what is coming, what is going to come, and so that they won't get overwhelmed when it actually comes in, and when you have to implement, they are not like, oh, what is this? I have to implement this, I don't know anything about this. So this gap they are trying to cover. Also they are coming up with some pilot testing sessions also, where a small part of that is being implemented slowly and it is tested.
Thank you, sir. Now as we have here in the keynote session also about the transition from 4 to 5, industry 4.0 to 5.0. So human now is in center of this technological evolution. So my question is, sir, will this, do you think this focus will improve the social well-being and the standard of living of the people?
Yeah, I definitely think that it will, because first of all, that person, XYZ person who is working, he is going to get more time now, because all his tedious work is going to, I'm talking in terms of you can say manufacturing industry. So most of his work is going to be done by the robots or maybe AI and all the tools. So he has a lot of time to upskill himself. He has a good work-life balance also, which he is going to get in 5.0. He is going to change his roles. So socially also he is going to uplift himself, is what I think, in 5.0.
Likewise, the methods of execution are going to change. So unless you implement the system, the new industry, the new machines that are there, it will become very difficult for this person to survive. If he adapts, it will be very much easy for them to actually move on and act creative in those situations rather than delivery situations. So delivery is what the machines would do.
Yeah, there will be more involvement of consumer in this whole process, because industries will be more like consumer driven. There will be like, consumer will be like, I want this, are you going to give me this? So it was till now, I think it was a push kind of thing where industries had to push their products in the market. Now it is going to be pull thing, like consumers are going to pull industries, like, are you going to give me this? So you are in the market now. If you are not providing me with this customization, you are not there in the game.
Very well said, sir. Now the very important, again, one more aspect is there any impact on job creation or employment as compared to the 4.0, sir? Will there be an increase in the jobs due to this Industry 5.0?
Yes, there will be an increase in specialized jobs, right? Because now what we are saying is we are working with the machines, we are not independently working. So what work of execution was happening by humans, that would be taken by most of the machines, where the person would actually, the individual human will actually have to be creative. And that's where the upskilling, that's where everything would come in, the upskilling, the sessions, the trainings, the on-job trainings, or the LMS trainings or e-learning trainings that they're doing. With that, they would be able to survive the industry change, else it's going to be difficult.
I think, as he said, is right, and I want to add that there are a lot of jobs like there will be more work from home thing which will be going on in 5.0 is what I think, because there will be flexibility in working patterns, and so there will be a lot of people who the jobs where the cyber security also comes in, so those jobs are going to increase. Then there will be people who are offering the you can say co-offices, where there will be no offices, as sir told before also, that all the offices are going to become museums. So that is going to happen. So there are people who are going to offer those kind of services also, so services are going to increase. Then there are people who will do freelancing, those people will also the jobs for those also are going to increase. Then I think the trainers, there will be a lot of options for different types of trainings, digitalization training and this thing, so those kind of jobs are also going to increase. So I think there is a lot of reskilling sessions, so people who are going to offer those services, those jobs are going to increase. So I think there is a lot of you can say good employment opportunities that are going to be created in 5.0.
I'd like to narrate an incident here. So we have a customer who is an automotive giant sitting in Japan, okay, and they also have plants in Europe. So now what happens is Europeans understand English, German, French, these languages. Japanese understand Japanese and Chinese. Now this automotive giant wanted certain things that were failing in the UK plants. Okay, so the process that they used to follow for so many years is there was a translator on payroll who used to basically read Japanese, convert into French or German or Spanish and create those documents. Now what we have given them is, you give us a document in any language, within a minute we will give you the document in any other language, be it a presentation, be it a PDF, be it a Word, be it a JSON, be it XLIF, VTT, SRT, anything. Okay, so now what happens is the translator is not required for actual translations, but reviewing whatever is converted by the AI. So review is what the translator is really doing essentially, because he also has the domain expertise of automotive. So he is not replaced, but his work has changed. There's a shift in the work. And now this company comes to us where they want this for videos also. So video trainings or video walkarounds or video user manuals. So now that's also easy because we transcribe whatever is said, translate whatever in whatever language. We just add that back to the video, and within minutes we have an English video to German video to Japanese video to French video. So and this again doesn't need any editor of video to a great extent, because AI helps us do that. So that's application of this is very interesting now. That's where new jobs are getting created, where we build in these integrations of AI systems.
Yeah, so I would like to add one more experience of mine. Yeah, okay. So the thing is that as I said, that people are going to get more time for doing other things. So one example is that we design packagings also at our Innofy. So we are using AI, artificial intelligence, to create those packagings now. And instead of sitting there for hours and designing packagings, so we create those things in maybe 15 minutes to 10 minutes now, and we can work on 10 different projects in 1 hour, where we used to work only for one project in 1 hour. So that is the power of 5.0 now.
Thank you. Sir, we'll take a last question, definitely. As we know that now Industry 5.0 will definitely enhances the human creativity and well-being of people. You also mentioned about the work-life balance. But due to this human-centered technological evolution, there will be definitely flexible work environments. Is there any potential threat of social disruption due to this, sir? Do you feel?
Yes, to an extent, and no to an extent, because it's how we look at social disruption. If a person is able to get every detail of what's happening on the shop floor while maybe sipping a coffee in a coffee shop, that's what is going to happen. But is that really going to impact the productivity, or I don't think so. That's what will happen. So because technology is going to play an essential role, social behavior is going to get impacted. For example, conversations of two people in person is going to be very difficult because you are used to speak to a machine. Those kind of things would definitely start happening.
What is your opinion, sir?
Yeah, I also think the same as what he said. Yeah.
Thank you. So, thank you very much, Moghe sir and Doshi sir. In this session, we have known about the valuable insights about the skills and the workforce development, the importance of human interaction with the machines, and both of you have definitely guided us on the same. So thank you very much, both of you. We'll conclude this session with this note.
And thank you so much for the Institute as well as Rotary for really enabling this, because we missed a chance to have these kind of sessions when we were back in our engineering days. So thank you so much.
I also want to thank Dnyanshree Institute for having me over and over here. It's very nice to be a part of this Dnyanshree family now, and it's really a privilege to be one of the youngest panelists today on the dais. Thank you so much.
It's actually, sir, our privilege to have us, both of you with us. Thank you very much.